What are the EFF's thoughts tonight following that briefing by the President? Just yesterday, I repeat again, that your leader called for the Minister of Police to be fired.
Yes, look, we think it's disrespectful to the people of South Africa that instead of removing him entirely, that the Minister has been placed on special leave, meaning that he will continue to draw the salary of a cabinet minister and that he will continue to hold the strength that he holds, both as a person who is in cabinet, but also as someone who's now been accused of having ties with the underworld to intimidate whistleblowers, who include now Lieutenant General Mchunu. So I think it's disrespectful to South Africans who are victims of vicious levels of crime. But I think one of the legislative things we must look into is whether the President is acting lawfully and in line with the Constitution. So Section 91 of the Constitution of South Africa allows for the provision that the President may appoint 2 ministers outside of members of Parliament. But also Section 98 also makes the provision that the minister may assign the duties of a minister if a minister is deemed incapable of executing those duties to a sitting minister for that to be taken forward. So the President has now appointed someone who's both outside of Parliament but also both outside of Cabinet to execute the duties of the Minister of Police. Now, in our view, this is not in line with what the Constitution allows him to do. So there needs to be a level of scrutiny there. So outside of the politically disrespectful posture and cowardice that the President has taken with regard to acting on a criminal syndicate, he has possibly acted outside of the provisions of the Constitution of South Africa, and that is something that we want to zoom into. We get the fact that there's been establishment of a commission of inquiry. You want to report within 6 months. It should last a period of 1 year. But during this period, the taxpayer is going to be paying the salary of Mchunu, and that is utter disrespect.
Many people, once again, also questioning the issue around a commission of inquiry, saying South Africans are really tired of seeing, investigations of this nature take place, particularly with the time frame that it takes. What do you make of the fact that we will be having another commission of inquiry?
Look, the EFF has been raising that there's a level of establishment of commission of inquiry, task teams, presidential envoys by the President of South Africa, which define his ineffective legacy as a president of this country. But I think the ineffectiveness does not lie in the fact that commissions of inquiry themselves are flawed as a methodology, but the fact that the sitting government does not take recommendations and implement them. So when the government that has a Zondo commission that cost this country 1 billion and has not effected any arrest on the basis of those recommendations, commissions of inquiries have their basis doubted. When a government that has established an envoy to stop corruption, an envoy to increase investment, a task team to stop crime, a task team to stop GBV, and none of these institutions or special envoys or task teams have been effective or any of their recommendations have yielded any results, then such mechanisms lose value. So that is the value loss that is happening in this country currently as it relates to commissions of inquiry. So we understand the fact that there needs to be inquiry into the allegations against Mchunu, the allegations of the capture of the police force in this country by a criminal syndicate. But when it is being done by a government that consistently ignores the recommendations of the very inquiries they establish, then they begin to lose value.
All right. So now thank you so much for your time, of course.